Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Yesterday, the stepfather, Daniel Martel, did an interview, and he's under fire for some of the things that he said. Today, he also clarified those clarifications from the clarifications before that he clarified over a year ago. Tomorrow, he goes to court on unrelated charges in the Jack and Lily's case, unrelated to Jack and Lily's case. Tonight, we're going to be going over a lot of those statements and how they just don't add up. We have a lot to talk about tonight on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face.
Bring in Mother Chickens.
They call me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fire and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my girls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's go, Mother Chickens. Give it probably. Oh, hit the thumbs up as you're rolling in. Get started. Very good. Yes, Lord. Bless you, darling.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
One more.
Better tighten them pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Welcome, and thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world. And you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 3rd, 2026. It is currently 8:04 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hey guys, good to see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about the Jack and Lilly Sullivan out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And there has been a lot to go over. Yesterday was the anniversary of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Not a happy anniversary, that's for sure. The anniversary of them disappearing. And still yet today, they have not been found. And yesterday, Mr. Martel himself had to make an appearance, right? He had to be in the limelight, of course, uh, you know, clarifying his statements, clarifying them and again and again and again. But this is the problem that Daniel doesn't really realize, which is so hilarious to me. To not hilarious, but interesting, and his egocentric self. That the more he says, it's going to show that there is inconsistencies because he has said things on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. And there should only be one story about Jack and Lily and what happened to them, and that is the truth. And that's something Daniel and Malaya and others can't seem to grasp. Tomorrow, Daniel goes to court on, I guess, how he's going to plead with the unrelated charges uh, in another case that he is being charged for, that the Crown has picked up themselves and are charging him. Prosecutors seem like they are very confident in what they have. So that's right, MN Capes. And he went on another channel just a little bit ago to clarify some of his clarifications for yesterday. Again, dug himself a hole. But that's what happens when you lie. You constantly are digging a hole, thinking you're digging the way out when you're digging the way the opposite, right? Good to see everyone in chat. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Before we get started, if you would be so kind and please do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you would share this live out, hit the share button right under you and hit the share button, copy that link and drop it in any of your favorite social media. I have seen you guys dropping it on social media and I really do appreciate that. What else? Also, if you would consider hyping the video, you get 3 hypes a week. It has to be after the live stream. If you don't use the hypes, you lose the hypes. So you get 3 a week. The more you participate in chat, the more points that you essentially can hype with. So I really do appreciate you guys all being here. Let me say hello to a few of you guys before we get started. It's again, get comfortable. It's probably going to be a long one because yesterday we didn't even make it through half. And I got receipts today that we're gonna compare some things with, and, some things Daniel said today. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Webs of deceit. Hello, Martel. What you gonna do, or what you gonna do when they come for you? Well, he's not gonna run faster than the helicopters. That's for sure. He's not gonna run faster than the helicopters. Thank you so much, Webs, for 7 months. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. So good to see you. And thank you so much again, Dolores. Really appreciate you. Hopefully, you're on the mend from the flu. Not good. Not good. Flu's not good. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Green Eyes. Thank you so much. Nerdy, good to see you, girl. Miss Shannon. Hello, darling. Pam, good to see you. Miss Sherry. Hello. Virginia, good to see you, my friend. Lori. And there is Miss Joyous. Hey, I just emailed you a minute ago, by the way. Nothing major or anything like that. Let's see here. Who else do we got? Leslie is always, and I mean always, keeping it real. Sassy, good to see you, my friend. Lolo, good to see you, love. Miss Yarika, thank you for already hitting that like. Hey, Miss Ruby, good to see you. Tina, hello. Um, Maria, good to see you, my friend. Jilly, Sheila, baby kisses. Thank you for hyping. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you, Miss Baby Kisses. Tammy, good to see you. Tony, good to see you. Sheila, good to see you, my friend. And who else do we got? Susan, Kim, Coop, Anastasia, good to see you guys. Um, other Susan, Cindy, hello, good to see you. Christy, bonjour. Pam, hello, 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 everyone. Justin, I can't hit the thumbs up. I may break my thumb. Break the thumb. Don't break the thumb. But I need you to hit that thumbs up. Tap it with your nose, your toe, your pinky. I don't care. Just tap it. Just- good to see you, honey. All right. Good to see everyone. Hey, Virginia and everyone. All right. Giggles. I feel bad if I don't say hello to everybody in the beginning. Okay. Good to see you all. Love you guys so much. All right. So we are going to continue part two of Mr. Martel. He spoke on some things yesterday. He also spoke on some things today, just a little bit ago. And I'm going to upload that as well. He wants to clarify that when Malaya broke her phone, it was at Patty's house, not um, what was it? Not at their house. And he talks about Jack's jacket as well, which we will get to. Um, he has said countless, and I do mean countless, things about Jack and Lily's clothes. From someone took Jack's coat, to Lily wasn't wearing what we think she was wearing. That's all he'll say about that. That's all he can say about that. He can't tell anybody what they were wearing. He said the coat was found, then it's not, and he wanted to clarify something on that. We'll get to that. It's truly endless. Again, he just keeps digging a hole. It's bad, really bad. Thank you, Miss Dolores. Thank you so much for gifting a pale necklace, my dear. You're very kind, Miss Dolores. Really appreciate you very, very much. You received that. Make sure you give our gal, Miss Dolores, a big, big thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Dolores. Um, he Webs, this is the thing, right? I could not, I cannot consciously say that Daniel is a good person. I just can't. I don't believe, in my opinion, that good people neglect children. I don't. I don't think that good people lie on a 4 and a 6-year-old that's missing. There's a lot of things, and that goes, for Malaya too. That goes for Malaya too. In my humble opinion, if you had someone a shovel, they will. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So I think he can be friendly and he can try to manipulate people with his friendliness and get them all in their feelings. But I think that's exactly what he does. That's what I do. And I think he tries to control people. And if he's not able to control you or how you think independently, he's not going to like you. He's not going to like you. Hold on, I've got some receipts on it today, girl. So, and the second part is today where we're starting. This is just where it's really getting good. This is where the questions really start on this. So, tonight, we're going to continue this, but I'm going to show you guys some receipts, some interviews, some text messages that he has said things about. And I'm sure he will again have to respond because he's watching now. Y'all wave at Daniel. He's welcome to be here. He's welcome to be in chat. But of course, we'll ask him questions. And if he has been in here before, if he shows up, nobody be mean or rude to him. You can absolutely ask him a question. Of course, that's what we're here, and that's what him and certainly Malaya should be willing and able to answer on 2 missing children. Yesterday was a year, but I do believe RCMP is making a lot of progress. And if you look at that quote yesterday, they did refer they didn't come out and say it's directly a criminal investigation, but they said in any criminal investigation. So I found that rather interesting as well. Okay, so we're going to just start where we left off yesterday. Carol says hello to whoever she missed. It's hard to keep up sometimes, especially if you're on your phone. Credit's going to go to our friend Char's True Crime Story podcast. I know that there's a lot of drama and stuff in that's going around with this case and stuff. I don't pay attention to it. I don't listen to it I don't take sides. I don't do any of that stuff. We stay focused on Jack and Lilly here, and that's it. On the inconsistencies. That's what we're here for. I love everybody equally, period. So yeah, that's just the way it's going to be. Pammy, thank you so much, darling. That is incredibly generous. Really appreciate that, Miss Pammy. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so very much. So good to see you, my friend. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Miss Pammy a big, big thank you.
I hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch stars, yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars, this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our world.
Good. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Pammy. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Pammy. Good to see you, my friend. Love you to pieces. Hopefully, you're doing well. Good to see you, and thank you so much for your support, Miss Pammy. Truly, really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. All right. You guys know I get a little fired up with this case, so bear with me.
Initial search in the car, 1022 or something like that, or 1023. The RCMP was just still walking down. I arrived home at the.
I think I forgot something. I need to check something here. I need to get this. We got the transcript. Okay, we're at 104. Let's see if the transcript's available now.
Something or of that nature. Just
okay, the transcript's available now. Perfect. All right, here we go.
Enough to do those dirt roads and then make my way back.
Yeah, people were, we heard at the beginning that you were gone all day searching, and people surmised that you were hiding from law enforcement.
No.
And then
so this is where we kind of left off yesterday, which Daniel was speaking about the times yesterday. He says at about 9:57 is whenever him and Malaya start looking for the kids, and he gives very specific times, which again is very interesting to me, how he can remember times like specifics, like 9:57, 10:07, 10:08, but he can't remember the night before on certain time frames as well. Oh, I know, Brandy. We're going to get to it. Trust, girl. Trust me, girl. You know that. So that's interesting. Also, the timelines just don't fit out. It just doesn't fit out. He also claims here that he never said that he searched for hours. Again, if you go to page 1638, section 21C3 in Jack and Lilly's RCMP court documents that they released in July, it says he got in the car, he meaning Daniel, got in the car and drove around and ran in the woods looking for them. He searched for hours, HOURS. He said he did not look at the time and didn't even take his phone. So shove it, Daniel. Okay? Stop lying on a 4 and a 6-year-old.
And when you got back from searching all of the culverts and all that, you weren't soaking wet, because we were all there to see what your condition was when you got back. But I mean, it's out there. People are speculating on it. So thank you for going over that again.
I arrived home at from that initial search in the car, 1022 or something like that, or 1023. The RC
10:22 or 10:23 he arrives, which is right when the RCMP would have been pulling in, right? And again, they must have just came in there with 12 cars, because Daniel said he couldn't park in the driveway.
RCMP was just still walking down to Malaya, so I wasn't.
You sure they weren't swarming Malaya? Like,
wasn't gone for that long, and that was just enough time to search.
Is it low for you guys? Is it low? Check your volume button. You mean my volume or whose volumes? I want to make sure it's not me. Hey, darling, good to see you. Sassy, not too bad. Thank you, gorgeous. Oh, bless you, Shannon. You're going to kick its ass. You're going to kick its ass. We're good on my end? Hey, always. Why wouldn't he take his phone in case he found them? Isn't that convenient? What you hiding, Daniel? Exactly, always late. And what's so interesting to me is the day after Jack and Lily goes missing, he takes his phone while he's searching, and he has to use it, he says, to get out of the woods, and he uses Google Maps to get out of the woods. But he says he doesn't take it because it didn't have there wasn't any service out there anyways. Come on. Come on now. Hey, Leslie, if your phone's like the sound's bad or something, it's usually like the volume like next to your charger. And if you get like a Q-tip or a little, sometimes if you get like a little paper clip or a tack, that's how I had to clean mine out because mine was clogged. Um, what if he found them injured? Well, and that's the thing. Exactly, Meredith. What if he found them injured, not taking this? The phone is stupid. It's incredibly stupid. And I mean, again, I believe Daniel is, in my opinion, went places after midnight. But what if he found them? What if Janie found them? What if Malaya found them around the house, even though she wasn't looking? But what if they came out somewhere that they didn't see? They would want to call each other, right? If one of them found the kids. And it's even interesting to me that Janie says she doesn't take her phone as well. How interesting.
All the closest roads, right? And, look at the bridges and culverts. Because, Lily and Jack are always attracted to water. I mean, as most kids are, right? It's fun to throw rocks in water and stuff as a kid. So, and when I take Jack and Lily fishing, they would usually just do that, go to the water and throw rocks in it. So.
Right. And just one more thing about that morning. Well, I'm sure there are other questions from other people, but myself, after talking to Janie, after talking to your mom, I had asked her at what point did she inform Malaya or you that she had just
I
heard the
agree,
kids
Cindy.
outside
I agree.
playing, and your mom said she doesn't think she did. Do you know,
Well,
when did you learn that your mom had heard the kids?
so yeah, um, I do think that was a kind of a narrative. I do believe that's why Malaya said, "I told you they had autism," because autistic children, like any child, can wonder. Um, but the statistics are higher for autistic children, right? Because they get distracted even easier, and all of that. So they were all tired, in and out of sleep. Nobody takes phones to keep in contact with each other. Red flag, in my opinion. There is so many. Listen to this question right here.
She did. Do you know, when did you learn that your mom had heard the kids not too terribly long before you guys realized they were missing?
I don't recall when mom actually told me. That's a very good point. I never thought of that. I've never been asked that question. That's a really good question. And I
Okay,
never.
The kid, she did.
listen to this.
And your mom said she doesn't think she did. Do you know, when did you learn that your mom heard the kids not too terribly long before you guys realized they were missing?
Okay, so I recently made this point. And I appreciate Shar for asking this. So if I heard it, like if I was Janie or anybody really, if you hear the kids outside playing and giggling and all of that, and you're laying on the couch in your camper, and it's a normal morning at that point, and then you doze in and out of sleep, like Janie says, and she hears Daniel screaming a few minutes later, but she still doesn't. She just thinks she's Daniel's yelling at the kids to like get out of the chicken coop or whatever, she says. And then she dozes back off. Tell me this sounds legit of this story, but I digress. This is what they say. She hears Daniel screaming a little bit later. She dozes back off. And then a few minutes later, she pops up and she sees Malaya outside. And she says, Malaya, what's up? Like it's a normal conversation. First of all, wouldn't Malaya be hysterical in a anxiety ridden state? You would be able to see something was wrong. A mother, a dad, a parent, a family member, a neighbor even their heart's going to be going a million miles a minute and they're going to be panicked. But she says, hey, what's up? Malaya says, the kids are missing. Janie, the next question is, how long? Well, I caught that a while back, and I'm glad Shar asked that. Why would Janie ask Malaya how long the kids have been missing when Janie had literally just heard them no more than 10 minutes ago playing outside? I'll wait. I'll wait on that one. When someone can find a good enough answer, let me know. Why would Miss Janie say, how long, Malaya? Malaya says 20 minutes. Well, I don't know about you, but if I or Janie or a person with a mind, I would have said, that would be so confusing for Janie, right? That would be very confusing because Janie would be like, what do you mean they're missing? They were literally just out there. I just heard them playing on the swing. But that's not what Janie asked. It's not what Janie asked. Wonder why. I'll tell you why, or at least my opinion. It's all bullshit. The entire morning is bullshit. None of it happened. Zilch. Zilch. Nothing is perfect in life. Nothing. And it will never be. However, there are true crime stories where some things won't make sense. A little this, a little that, and you'll just never know. But there cannot be this many red flags if people are telling the truth. There just can't. There cannot be this many red flags, this many inconsistencies, this many story changing, this many clarifications over a year later now, and this behavior where a mom won't get up and speak for her children, a stepfather who is constantly changing his stories and now being charged separately with egregious things. Rugs in the house, missing 40-some days of school, financial ruins, relationship ruins, kids with black eyes, teachers calling CPS. No. Mm-mm.
I don't recall when mom actually told me. That's a very good point. I never thought of that. I've never been asked that question. That's a really good question. And unfortunately, I don't have an answer for the exact time that
Yeah,
she
I figure
told
you
me.
wouldn't,
And
because there is none.
that's probably the the only question I can't answer. I don't recall on that. And I'm sorry to your viewers that I can't recall that.
I
I
mean, I
don't
think it's
remember.
understandable. It's been a year, but to me, and I'm just trying to like imagine it like a normal conversation, right? So your mom comes
Sorry, Shar. I don't care if it's been a year or if it's been 31 years or it's been 46 years. I can tell you something. Every traumatic thing that has ever happened to me, I have a memory of a goldfish. I have limes. I can't remember shit. You guys know that. Can't remember my next words half the time now. But every traumatic thing that's ever happened to me, when my dad died, whenever my mama died, all of those things, I tell you what, I can remember everything. My dad died when I was 11. I remember everything. Okay? No, no. It's called trauma. It stays with you. Stays with you. You're stuck with it. Exactly, baby kisses. We all do. Yes, it is, Maria. It's also horrific that the children had black eyes and were not clean enough, that they had dirty clothes. Justice for Jack and Lilly. And not only that, but the mother wouldn't even open the damn bag of the clean clothes and change the kids that night. You had clean bags of clothes right there. They'd been in them at least a day and a half, minimum, playing outside, all that stuff. Oh, what he said today about CPS blew me away. Yeah, we're going to get to it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all in chat. Life is, full of losses, and it happens to all of us. If we live long enough, it happens to all of us. And that's the sucky thing about life, right? But because life is so finite that we have to remember that every single day is precious. Every day that you get to spend with your loved ones, just being here on a planet, going through space, circling around a mediocre sun, right? A medium-sized star sun it's just amazing. And there are people that's literally, and even in this chat right now, fighting for their lives. And I know it can get really, life can get hard sometimes, but we have to be there for one another and be there for our family and those we love.
out, asks Malaya, what's up? Malaya says, kids are missing. How long? 20 minutes. For me, I would think the first response would be, what do you mean they're missing? I just heard them outside, but that didn't happen. So I was just wondering
Thank you,
because then the
Maybe
following
that
day when you went,
conversation did happen. I'm not sure because I'm not mom or Malaya. And at that point when mom came out, I wasn't
No, she doesn't, Joe.
present for them having that conversation, right?
right. And I mean, I'm just
Well, she didn't say that because Janie has told us exactly what she said over and over and over again.
it's one of the things that I want to clarify with your mom down the road. But so somebody wants to know how close Malaya was to her best friend Angeline during the time that she lived with you. Is that the friend that she stayed in contact with, or like, do you know
Yeah,
Angeline?
and I don't have anything bad to say about Angeline. I'll be the first to say that she did have contact with Angeline, and Angeline has always been her friend since she was young. And they enjoyed horses, and somebody just laying on their horn when they're driving by. But
Who's Angeline? Does anyone know who Angeline
yeah,
is?
Angeline was always Malaya's close friend.
Never mind.
She was never friends with Cheryl. Like, she'd never talked about Cheryl. I don't have anything bad to say about Cheryl either. Malaya never told me any bad stories about Cheryl. Malaya never told me any, bad stories about Angeline. Malaya told me lots of shit about everyone else. Sorry for my language. But I'm not here to repeat what Malaya says. I mean, I could, make people look bad or bad.
I have a feeling that these interviews are not going to age well for Daniel. Again, we do not know who Daniel's victim is. However, if he is speaking about his victim in any capacity, it's not going to be good for him. His alleged victim, I want to say. Alleged victim, rather.
Bash them, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, it won't
real me.
help anything. So I don't know if you want to say if you still believe who put the blanket up in the tree, and also somebody's looking for your opinion on how the boot prints got up on the pipeline, if you have any ideas.
That boot print on the pipeline, that was never actually confirmed 100% to be Jack or Lily. They just see that as the best
He's getting ready to lie.
Potential evidence that's not on the property that's a boot print. Right? Because there was a boot print found right beside in front of Mom's RV, coincidentally right where Malaya was standing when she made the dispatch call in the same area. And that's so they could do they did the forensics on physical forensics on the boot print that was found on the pipeline, and with Jack and Lily's boots, because they went to Walmart and investigators bought the same boots, because every single boot has a different tread. The tread will still be the same, but the width of the tread marks on the boots are significantly different for each size. So they had to get the exact same size as Lily's and the exact same size as Jack and the same brand and the exact same model of boot. And they check them with the forensics on the pipeline, and it's not 100% match. We can say it's a 90% match or an 80% or even 95, but there's a difference between 95 and 100. That's not 100%. So that boot print on the pipeline, it doesn't contain 100% accuracy. So we can say it's a toss up. It's either yes or no if it's Lily or Jack. And there's no in between.
He's getting ready to lie his ass off here in just a second, and I'm going to show you where he lies his ass off. And Daniel, that's so profound of you. It's either theirs or not. Thank you for that. We didn't know. Did you guys know it was either theirs or it's not? How profound, Daniel. So dumb.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Anita?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Very. Oh, I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Who sent in that question? Jesus. I think Anita is magnitudes above the amount of delusion that anyone else in this case has brought forward.
He says right there that I never said that was not Lily's boot print. Right? He says that there. I also show you articles where in the beginning Daniel would would not mention the blanket or the boot print. He would not mention them. He would only mention the print that was outside of his mom's trailer. And then when the RCMP and all of them was, talking about it, he comes out about, I think it's the 12th or the 13th of May, and speaks about it and says, yeah, we found the pink blanket. Listen here.
It was found a kilometer here, and that at that time, police did not believe bushes from the home, that they found a sock and children's boot prints in the woods, that they went to lengthy avenues to identify as being the same type of boot Lily was wearing at the time she went missing.
Did you hear that? Daniel just said, we don't know for 100% if that is Jack and Lily's boot print. Let's just see what they say right here.
There is quite successfully did. Some of the information is redacted, but there is quite a bit there. And the records requests were to request parents' bank records, cell phone information, video surveillance from companies to corroborate information that they had already given police. And so some of the information that we found that stood out for us in these documents was that police collected the toothbrushes from the home, that they found a sock and children's boot prints in the woods, that they went to lengthy avenues to identify as being the same type of boot Lily was wearing at the time she went missing.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, this is coming from the documents. Why? Now, question chat. Why would Daniel avoid speaking about those boot prints and that pink blanket in the beginning, and then acknowledge that it is definitely Lily's pink blanket, and then go back what you just heard him say yesterday and said, we don't know those are Lily's. They're either theirs or not. It might be 85, might be 90, might be 95%. But then says, right here, you hear her, they went to great lengths to show that that is Lily's. Now, let's continue just a moment here. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate you all being here. Share the live out because he's the one that planted them. Leah, maybe. It's quite interesting, isn't it? How, he gives back and forth on this. Now, I am sure that Daniel will, a year and a day later plus, will have something to say about this. This will be asked to him, or he will bring it up, or he'll try to get ahead of something. But all it's going to do, again, he's digging the wrong way.
The documents also showed that Malaya and Daniel's polygraph tests were found to have been truthful, and that at that time, police did not believe Lily and Jack's disappearance was a criminal act. Another key thing that came out in the documents is this pink blanket that has come up in other stories we've reported on. And the key thing about this pink blanket is that it was found a kilometer from the trailer where Jack and Lily disappeared from, and it's perhaps the only physical clue in the case. So what's interesting is that Malaya's sister found this blanket along with two other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's. Malaya said the blanket was.
Okay. Yeah. Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? Yeah, exactly. Let me just rewind that 2 seconds.
Reported blanket along with 2 other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's.
Gotcha, bitch.
Malaya
Gotcha,
said the
bitch.
blanket was Lily's. Then
Okay, Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's. Malaya said the blanket was Lily's. Okay, let's continue.
and Daniel suggested that the people who found the blanket planted it. So
Oh, then Daniel denies that the blanket was Lily's. Malaya said it was Lily's. And then, after Daniel acknowledged it was Lily's, he said that they planted, the people that found the blanket planted it. And I can show you some text messages as well where Daniel says that.
spoke with Malaya's sister, Haley Ferdinand, who found the blanket, and she denies having planted anything.
We most certainly did not.
Hey, Grace.
And that's on everything I have, the person I am. I would not do that in the midst of to obstruct a case for missing children, regardless if they're related to me or not. I would never. So
why do you think Daniel is suggesting that you planted it? He told that to me as well.
probably because I was the one that was hot on his ass the whole time we were there.
Okay.
And he didn't like me from the get-go when I got there because he would not.
Oh, so Daniel had told the reporter that too. Got it. And maybe the reason Daniel was blaming her because she was hot on his ass the entire time she was there, as she says. Maybe that was it.
Speak to any of Malaya's family when we showed up to help the search with Lily and Jack. He'd put his head down. He would ignore us. He would walk away from us. He wouldn't engage in conversation. And I kept at him. I was there for Jack and Lily, and I'm still here for Jack and Lily.
We're not sure what all of this means, but it's very interesting information and perhaps the only physical clue that the public knows about at this point. And that blanket, police have told us, has been sent for forensic testing.
Now, just want to say this.
I've gone to many other parts of the province where people that are related to these children live.
Just want to say this now, where they just said that they collected Jack and Lily's toothbrush and other items of theirs for DNA. They also sent the pink blanket off for DNA. And as you and I know, they collected Daniel's DNA. Wonder why. Wonder why. Sounds a little interesting to me. Sounds a lot interesting to me. So he don't have an issue with Cheryl, but blamed her for planting the blankets. This isn't Cheryl. This is Malaya's stepsister. What's her name? I'm trying to remember. Haley. This is Haley speaking there. Hey, Shanna, good to see you, love. Thank you for joining. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate you.
And every 5 minutes, it's a change in story with her. And the thing she says.
The only person that's changing a story every 5 minutes, Daniel, is you. That's it. That's it.
Are simply rage bait and clickbait to draw attention to herself. And and Malaya had her around our daughter. And I think that was very, very bad to do. because I seen the level of delusion that lady has. I mean, we all have.
Some don't.
From saying I
Princess,
from
that's
saying
the
I
big thing.
drugged Malaya to saying that.
Now, he is the dumbest person on the planet, in my opinion, if he is speaking about drugging women when he literally has court 48 hours from this interview, 24 hours from now, or actually less than that, like 12 hours from now. But this is the ego. This is the ego. The ego has to speak. It has to speak.
I pimped out Malaya to saying that Chance lays.
Justin, that's him speaking on Anita, not Cheryl. I know he's not talking about Cheryl. I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to see what you're saying here. He blamed, I know what you mean.
Made that recording. And that recording was some of the most entertaining but sickest displays of human nature I've ever come across. That left such an open end.
You know what I think is the most sick thing that I've ever come across, Daniel, is someone who's saying that they want to wait till a woman is asleep and do things to them. And if they wake up in pain, saying to stop, that they'll only do it harder. That's what I think is the most sick thing. I think the most sick thing that I've ever seen is someone who blacks a 4 and a 6-year-old's eyes, that abuses a 4 and a 6-year-old, that neglects a 4 and a 6-year-old. That's what I think.
And feeling for
Oh, yeah.
me, it's just,
Certainly.
first of all, why would you entertain a phone call like that, Anita, and say the sick things that you did?
Right here, he's talking about Anita.
And that's not the entirety of that
I know
recording,
what
I
you're
do
saying.
believe. I think there's a lot more to that recording than meets the eye and that's ever been brought forward or displayed on the internet. And I want to say the exact same thing for Jordan. Jordan has, been my friend for over 20 years. I have nothing bad to say about Jordan. He's an amazing guy, and he, as he said for me, he would give you his shirt off his back if you.
I learned something today, though. Daniel is scared of Durwood. Daniel is scared of Durwood. That is for sure.
You needed it.
Durwood's a big guy. Durwood's a big guy. I mean, yeah. Durwood's got those lumberjack arms, to be a elderly man. He's got those lumberjack arms, those Nova Scotia lumberjack arms, which I find fucking hilarious that Daniel's running like a bitch from Durwood. I love it.
And Jordan helped me through like a lot of times I had over the last year where
okay, Jordan helped him, i.e., they smoked the mathematics together, in my opinion.
Every day wasn't the greatest, and there's a lot of conversations between Jordan and Anita, I think, that were never brought to light, and it was only the terrible stuff that was ever brought to light.
No, they won't be. Most of them.
No one wants to put out something that's actually viewer friendly, we'll say.
Yeah, nobody seems to want to talk about how things progress into what we, the public, get to hear. And that's something that I'm actively working on, just so that people can see the other side of things, right? Because obviously he doesn't just jump into full rage mode for no reason, and not excusing it, but everybody has boundaries and their limits. And
That's true.
I think it's just as important
That's
to
absolutely true. You're no friend to Jordan. You never stood up for Jordan like he did for you when everyone was blaming him, in my opinion. I agree. I agree.
see or to hear what takes things to the levels that we hear, that we get to hear on some of these other channels. It's not just Jordan, calling people up to freak out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there's a little
Yeah.
bit more to the story. So
I want to say this too. Jordan, he wasn't ever planning to having defend himself for no reason. It was his father that brought him in.
Daniel, Durwood brought himself in, and you brought him all in.
And being my friend. All he ever wanted to do was stick up for me because he believes I'm innocent. And I am innocent. And Jordan, he doesn't take criticism well because he doesn't deserve to be criticized.
A bullshit?
And I put the soul, belief in soul fault on Jordan having to defend himself and having to say the things he said on his father. And, we can touch on Darren in a minute, but I'm gonna stop you for 1 second. I'm gonna run and pee because I have to pee. So maybe you can fill in the empty air time here while I go do that.
yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
In his interview today, he says that he woke up, looked at his little boy, and stopped smoking weed. So then I guess he picked up the math. Daniel, come the hell on. You dropped the weed for the mathematics. Slow clap for Daniel. Way to go, buddy.
I think that as far as Jordan is
You ninja.
concerned, and I've been saying it since we first heard
We got to do
the
a live
kid's
stream
name,
together
right?
soon.
Like, he comes out and he defends his dad because of all the attacks that are being waged against his dad, right or wrong, and I mean, I've been especially harsh and critical of Durwood, and he acknowledged that right back at me, right? And we've kind of come to a place where he doesn't agree with me, I don't agree with him. I'm going to stop calling him a donkey, and he's going to stop calling me Satan for now. But
Donkey and Satan? How about Satan's donkey? Why are we calling each other?
but at the same time, this is why Jordan is not involved, but that's why his name is even in our vocabulary now, because he was friends with Daniel and because of the things that his dad has said in this case. And I don't think it's fair that he's been dragged into this. His charges aside, like, we don't know all the details of Jordan's charges, but I do think it's important that people get to hear from these men, Daniel, Jordan, Chance, anybody, that wants to talk. It's important that we get to hear them when they're not being attacked, when they're not being accused, so that we can get more of an unbiased version of themselves where they're not.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that I respectfully disagree with Shar on here, is they, including Durwood, he has said the most ridiculous stuff, and him and Janie and Daniel were all in cahoots together for a long time, right? He came on my channel and said he was 70 or 80, I don't remember the percentage of how sure he was, and he just needed one little thing to find Jack and Lilly, and then he says the most opposite thing afterwards, and it's just, again, why are we lying on 4 and 6-year-olds? Come on, folks. Listen, I understand sometimes you need to clarify something or whatever. I get it. But you shouldn't be clarifying yourself a year later for 2 missing kids if you're fucking telling the truth. I'm getting mad now. Okay.
in defense mode, and I think that I do think that it matters. I absolutely do. So you guys, I'm like 715 messages behind in chat, but Melissa has been starring comments for me. So I am not looking at the regular chat. I am looking at my starred comments only. And you know, on my replay, I'll be able to see all of your questions that haven't been starred. But okay, I can this. I'm Jack. So you
One second.
will talk while if you're there.
You typed it in chat. I don't know if everybody's seen it. Please
Let me
get
get
it
to
down,
that
but
Need to
question.
keep
I
moving.
just at the end, if he wants to answer, that would be great. But
Get to the
just
question.
trying to keep
Okay.
behind that and keep them started.
Okay, we need to keep moving.
I will tell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
And he said something today about the CPS, about Malaya, and someone said when they listened to it just a little bit in chat here, they said that they were gobsmacked about it, that they just couldn't believe that he said something like that when Daniel's own children, who only was there every other weekend, said that he was mean to Jack and Lilly.
I will touch on my
I've got the
uncles.
text
My
messages.
uncles have been nothing but supportive during this. And all my uncles, they went out
I'm
and
gonna play it,
searched.
baby kisses.
They searched for Lily and Jack. They walked through the woods. They drove their vehicles around every dirt road, helping in attempt to find Lily and Jack. And no one can ever take that away from them. They tried. And you know, they did everything they could. And you can't ever
Right,
take that
and-
away from them. They tried.
Right, and I think that a lot of people are being unfairly criticized and accused of crazy
He
things
thinks it's
because
damage
people are
control.
frustrated and people care and they don't know where to direct that frustration. So
Wait.
unfortunately, it lands on.
Also,
It lands
Charmaine, I think a lot of that is, sorry to cut you off. That's my ADHD. I'm bad for that.
No, it's your
But
manners. It's
I
your
think a
manners,
lot of it
not your
comes from
ADHD.
too, not just the frustration, but people see this as a real life reality TV show. Like it's a reality show for them. They love the drama, the entertainment.
No, Daniel. No. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Nobody likes anyone lying on a 4 and a 6-year-old. So stop your BS.
Oh, Daniel's getting attacked. Malaya's getting
Nobody gives a fuck.
attacked. It's just, it's a shit show of epic proportions. It's
Why is it a shit show? Let me tell you why it's a shit show. It's a shit show because their mother and their stepfather and anyone on that property are lying on a 4 and a 6-year-old when you appeared to have neglected them at best. At best. I have always said this. If Jack and Lilly, if they walked out on their own and they truly just vanished on their own, which I don't believe for a second, but if they did, the best case scenario in this is they walked out on their own because they were neglected and abused. That's the best case scenario, folks. Now think about that. So you're an idiot, Daniel.
And there's a couple of channels. I'm not going to talk about them because then it's going to give them, fuel
Name
to
it.
attack me. But there's a couple of them that are just channels where it's just deliberate onslaught against,
Again, it's about him, isn't it?
the character they think I am. And
Damn
I'm
right.
sorry to say, for most of the public, I'm not an evil person. I'm not an evil monster like the public portrays me to be. And I think that will throw a wrench. I think this interview will throw a wrench into those beliefs and way of thinking. Why I hope it does.
He is so manipulative. It is astonishing to me. It is astonishing to me how he is so oblivious to his words that he has stated over the last year, when even mainstream media says, well, he told us this, he told the RCMP that, and then Malaya said this, and then Daniel said, oh yeah, but she probably planted that blanket. He wants people to think he is someone of good character. And again, it's nothing to do with anything. Listen, I don't care if you're a horrible person, as long as you don't hurt anybody, right? Do whatever you want to do in your life. But really, horrible people do horrible things to people, right? Mainly, in my opinion, it's kids, elderly, mentally, physically handicapped, some animals, someone who can't defend themselves the same way you can. So, again, Daniel, I can bring up the screenshots of the just nasty, egregious things that you have said and done with women. I cannot imagine being a 4 and a 6-year-old living under your roof. Cannot. Wrench for the door, wrench for the lives. So many wrenches in his toolbox. Yeah. I just want to hear that again.
I'm not an evil person. I'm not an evil monster like the public portrays me to be. And I think that will throw a wrench. I think this interview will throw a wrench into those beliefs. And
he thinks by talking soft and being gentle and all of that, it will fool some people. It really will. Not anyone that does critical thinking, though.
Way of thinking. Why I hope it does. So then the people get their eyes back on the real issue is, where's Lily and Jack? And I think that's what it should have always been about. It shouldn't have been about, oh, Daniel's doing this or Daniel's doing that. Daniel lied about this. Daniel misconceptions on that. And it's just, I've done nothing but.
Okay. This kind of irritates me with a lot of these cases, to be quite honest with you. When people, and it's the generic thing, in my opinion, it's the cute thing to say, like, let's get it back on Jack and Lilly. Let's get it back on Jack and Lilly. It's the cutesy thing to say. And I always say, Jack and Lilly weren't able to leave. Jack and Lilly were children, preschool and kindergarten age, 4 and 6 years old. And we are focusing on Jack and Lilly Because let's be honest, when kids go missing, it's generally way overwhelmingly majority that it is someone in the house. And when those someones in the house are lying, well, we're focusing on them. We're focusing on the statements that the liars are doing, right? So we are focusing on Jack and Lilly, because how we get to Jack and Lilly, because those people in the house aren't willing to actually have testicles and speak the actual truth. We are knocking your statements to the floor. That's what we're doing, right? And showing that it couldn't have been possible. Try again, Daniel. He's absolutely ridiculous. Let's get it back on Jack and Lilly. Don't talk about me. Get the fuck
trying
out
to
of here.
inform the public as much as possible in, you know, in correspondence with major crimes, because I would constantly ask them, can I tell the public this? Can I tell the public that? And
can I tell the public this? Can I tell the public that? Right? Super math running with the drones. He clarified the drone statement today, and it is absolutely cringe.
And no, Daniel, don't touch on this. No, Daniel, don't touch on that. But you can say that if you want. You're free to do interviews. And law enforcement will never stop you from doing interviews because they want the awareness raised. So we can.
They won't stop you from doing interviews. But it was real cute when you said in the beginning, law enforcement told us not to do this, not to do that, not to speak this. When the media asked the RCMP, didn't they, Daniel? And they said, law enforcement didn't say that. They told you to be, quote, mindful, end quote. It's just another way that, in my opinion, suspicious individuals try to manipulate it.
You all see Jack and Lilly again, because that's the main thing since May 2nd.
Not for you.
It's been, where's Lily and Jack, and let's bring them home safe. And people always say I'm not emotional enough, or I'm not, saying that bring Jack and Lily home safe. I've always said that. It's always cut out of interviews.
Bullshit.
They want these clickbait, thumbnails or clickbait topics where it's Daniel saying the cadaver dogs will not find anything for 100%. And by saying that, I'm trying to tell the public the truth, because the cadaver dogs are not going to find anything for 100%, because I believe that the kids are still alive.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop it. You don't. You don't think that they're alive, Daniel. Now, one thing that you and Malaya do say is you believe that the kids are still alive. I think it's easier for you guys to say that, in my opinion. But the RCMP said when they were searching that there was little chance that they was alive. They just said yesterday and day before yesterday that there was a slim, very slim chance that they were alive. I don't believe, in my opinion, and I pray to God I'm wrong, but I don't believe Jack and Lilly was alive after midnight. The time you can't remember, Daniel. It's an ordinary day for you.
And I don't believe the kids are buried on the property.
I agree
right?
with that. I don't think they're
Because the property was searched. They had the cadaver dogs here. So I was telling the truth. And I've only just told.
Again, it's all about him. It's all about him, about how truthful he is, how he is not a monster, right? It's all about in his defense. Come on. Why is he searching in the woods? Well, this is the thing. How can anyone be 100% sure where the kids are? I don't care if they've searched it 1,000 times. How can you be 100% sure where the kids are or not when you say you have no idea? Yeah, he's trying to tell the public the truth. Yeah. 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 I don't think he can speak the truth. I don't even think he's capable of it. Justin, you're on fire tonight. He pisses me
The
off.
truth. I've done that since the start. I
That
told
is-
the public the kids were seen the day ahead of time. I mean, the day before. I brought the
Oh, I was muted. Listen to what he says here. He says, I said,
and I've only just told the truth. I've done that since the start. I told the public the kids were seen the day ahead of time.
I told the public the kids were seen a day ahead of time. Yes. Now listen to what he corrects himself.
I mean, the day before.
I mean, the day before. This, again, in my opinion, because I believe wholeheartedly that something happened to the kids before midnight on Thursday night. And for him and Malaya and the kids, they ran around all day, even though they say the kids were sick, went to the Dollarama and all that, and went home. And something happened a little bit later that evening. And so he tells us right there, I've only told the truth. When someone says, I'm going to be honest, or let me be honest with you, or I've only told the truth, and then he says a lie, in my opinion, after that. I've done that since the start.
I told the public the kids were seen the day ahead of time.
A day ahead of time.
I mean, the day before.
I mean, the day before. If the kids really went missing Friday, he wouldn't have had to
I
say
brought that to the public. It turns out it was true because they put on a statement right after. I told.
It's amazing how he can remember all of this stuff, but again, he can't remember about a 4-hour period. He can remember everything precisely down to the minute that he gets home. But he can't remember from about 8 p.m. to about midnight. He says he sees the kids about midnight or 12:30. And then Malaya says he's up all night. Daniel says, no, I went to bed. He says it in this interview. And then the next thing we know, it's 6:15 or 6:17. Malaya is saying that saying that the kids aren't going to school that day. And then we hear from Janie, and then Malaya and Daniel supposed to be in bed together till, in this interview, Daniel says 9:57 a.m. He can remember to the minute there. But, all of that was ordinary too. It was an ordinary day when they were at the Dollarama. It was an ordinary day when Daniel pulled in the driveway with Jack and Lilly and Malaya, but he can remember to the minute there. But what seems to not be ordinary is from about 8 p.m. till about midnight. But he can't remember none of that. RCMP wanted to know more about that. Daniel says, I can't tell you. It was an ordinary day. That seems a little unordinary to me. And Daniel says with his own lips in his own interview, RCMP cadaver dogs guys said, "We think you did something to the kids, Daniel, on Thursday night." Seems to be when it's a most unordinary time. And people believe this guy.
Told the public about my polygraph. It was put out to the public right after in a statement. I said that the blanket was found in the tree. I mean, there was 2 blankets found. There was lilies found in the tree. And
here we go with that. Again, I just want to state for the record. Clip it. Okay, listen to this.
After in a statement, I said that the blanket was found in the tree. I mean, there was 2 blankets found. There was lilies found in the tree.
You said that about 2 weeks later. You denied it in the beginning, Daniel. You know it. I know it. The chat knows it. Everyone knows it except for the ones that actually believe your BS, because the RCMP records where you interviewed with them says it. The reporters say it. Your own statements say it.
And there was another whole pink blanket that was found.
I don't remember them being 2 pink blankets.
Officer Kara Mason brought to me. She said, "Is this lilies?" And I said, "No, that's a solid pink blanket. That's not lilies." And there's a lot of misconceptions there, or miscommunications where I said it was lilies and then I said it wasn't. That was never the case.
Okay, I just want you to hear that. Hear it right there. He says, because I'm going to bust you here, Daniel. You lying garbage. Okay, where's the freaking transcript? Okay, he says, let me just play that again.
That's a solid pink blanket. That's not lilies. And there's a lot of misconceptions there, or miscommunications where I said it was lilies and then I said it wasn't. That was never the case.
I said it was lilies and I said it wasn't. That was never the case. Okay.
We found that stood out for us in these documents, because of the open court principle and anything filed, there's quite a bit there. And the information, video surveillance from companies and so some of the information that we found that stood out for us in these documents was that police collected the toothbrushes from the home, that they found a sock and children's boot prints in the woods, that they went to lengthy avenues to identify as being the same type of boot Lily was wearing at the time she went missing.
Again, Daniel says in this very interview that we still don't know if that's Lily's boot print or not. He says they had to go to Walmart and get another size and all of that. It might be 75%, it might be 80%, it might be 95%, it might be 98% that it's Lily's boot print. Again, here, right here on the Globe and Mail and in the documents, they say that they went to great lengths to confirm it was Lily's boot print. Continue, because we're getting to the blanket.
The documents also showed that Malaya and Daniel's polygraph tests were found to have been truthful,
after this right here.
And that at that time, police did not believe Lily and Jack's disappearance was a criminal act. Another key thing that came out in the documents is this pink blanket that has come up in other stories we've reported on. And the key thing about this pink blanket is that it was found a kilometer from the trailer where Jack and Lilly disappeared from, and it's perhaps the only physical clue in the case. So what's interesting is that Malaya's sister found this blanket along with 2 other family members the day the children were reported missing in the afternoon. And Daniel originally said that blanket was not Lily's.
Daniel had originally said that that blanket was not Lily's.
Malaya said the blanket was Lily's.
But Malaya said the blanket was Lily's.
Then Daniel suggested that the people who found the blanket planted it.
There you go. There you go. There you go. For the record.
Officer Kara Mason brought to me. She said, "Is this Lily's?" And I said, "No, that's a solid pink blanket. That's not Lily's." And there's a lot of misconceptions there, or miscommunications where I said it was Lily's and then I said it wasn't. That was never the case. If you go back to my first CBC interview, I said there was 2 blankets brought to me. No,
you don't.
There was Lily's piece in the tree, and there was also
that was never the case, says Daniel. Well, his own cousin was with the ones that found it.
And there was also,
listen, he gets a little choked up here because he's got to think on his feet.
the solid pink blanket that was found in the search. There's 2 blankets, and there was also the solid pink blanket that was found in the search. There's 2 blankets. I think some of the YouTube creators need to go back and watch maybe some of my interviews, because they're just
clipped it. Got you, Daniel. We just went back. Yeah. Okay. Just went back for that. Okay. That's how manipulating you are. That's how manipulating he is. He says, I think some of the YouTubers need to go back. Okay, we did, Daniel.
They're the ones that are giving this information, not me.
Right. And I think that this is really important with those types of details that, sometimes I forget to ask these questions. And so thank you for bringing up the 2 blanket thing. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker to get really important, not double questions. But for now, do you remember Lily's doll and why it could be part of, what they're looking for during these searches?
Yeah, there was a Dracula Monster High doll. I didn't even know it was missing until investigators sent me images of it, and I said, "Yeah, Lily owned that doll." Then I thought to myself, I don't remember when I gathered up all Lily and Jack's toys and their clothes. I don't remember that doll being
on the DT show. 1 hour, 32-minute mark, 12 seconds. The exclusive tell-all interview with Daniel. And the blanket in the tree, I mean, and this is a quote, and the blanket in the tree, I mean that I'll be the first to say too, investigators told me straight out when I asked them if it's planted, and they said yes, end quote, coming from Daniel.
There. Because Lily loved her mermaid dolls. Like, she loves mermaid dolls. And I found it very odd that she would take that doll over her mermaids, because she loves her mermaid dolls much more than the Dracula one. Not unless that was already in her backpack, because that's what I'm getting out of it is I presume that this doll was probably in the backpack. That's what I gained from investigators, because it's missing. Right. And I don't really have much on that other than that. Like that wasn't her preferred doll, or whatever you want to refer to it as. But
Like her favorite
yeah,
toy. Okay, thank you. And then a number of questions are about if it's possible that Malaya could have had someone else pick them up, or did the kids know that they weren't going to school that day? Like all these questions that I don't know that you would have the
Now, I do want to say that, hold on, let me find it. Give me a second.
answer to, but I don't know. Do you know? Can you
that
speak
that
to
first
that?
that first one is kind of like a theory or conspiracy, or you know, I've always thought that in the past, but as time goes on, I'm not too sure on the theories or conspiracies or what happened. I just don't know. And I think it was a lapse in judgment for the accusations I made. I'm not defending Malay in any way, but I just don't know. And I don't know what to say on that. I just don't know what happened. Because like I lay in bed with Meadow every single morning, and that morning was no different for me. And I thought Lily and Jack were going to school that day. I didn't know they were being marked absent.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm gonna say this: Malaya failed to get up with Jack and Lily that morning. I have always done the same thing when I do.
Okay. Here he's going to speak about Malaya always getting up with Jack and Lily, getting them ready for school. And he says he always lays in bed with Meadow, right? So my question is if he, first of all, Meadow has a crib in the bedroom. She's usually in her crib, right? She's usually in her crib. But this is also the thing. How does when did because that morning, remember they said Meadow or Jack and Lily woke Meadow up and they put Meadow in the bed, right? They put Meadow in the bed. She told them to be quiet. Or she didn't even tell Jack, sorry, she didn't even tell Jack and Lily to be quiet. She gets Meadow up and she puts Meadow in the bed. They were playing. So why is Daniel speaking about, she didn't get them up for school or anything? Well, she had already planned that they weren't going to school that morning. So he's not really making sense. Magdalena, thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for lifting up her necklace. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much, my dear. If you received that, make sure you thank our dear Magdalena. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you very, very much. Good to see you, honey. No mention of feeding Meadow. No mention of feeding really any of the kids ever, except maybe at Tim Horton. Daniel said it was Friday morning, in my opinion. What's that? Said what was Friday morning? What you mean, Brandy, by that? So I can put two and two together.
When I don't, I'm gonna say this: Malaya failed to get up with Jack and Lily that morning. I have always done the same thing when I don't work. I lay in bed with Meadow and sleep. Made sure she gets sleep because she was very young. She was
Yes,
just over a year old. So I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, and anything's possible, but I just don't know. Like we've done multiple polygraphs, and like I'm dumbfounded at the situation,
You
like
don't
everybody
believe? Yeah,
else,
that's for
because
damn sure.
I always get these messages that say Lily and Jack didn't vanish into thin air, and
That's
that's
for sure.
100% correct. but I don't know where they are and I don't know where they went. I've run over every single possible location I could think of. Every person they could have had an interaction with. And I given all that to investigators. I've even offered investigators many times that sit down with investigators, the lead investigators and the social media team, and I said, let's sit down and you guys, shoot off as many questions as you can to me, and I'll try my best to answer every single one. Because they always say, Daniel, that's not necessary, or Daniel, I can see about it, but probably not. So I want the public to be fully aware of that, and that I don't just avoid investigators. I've always been so forward and cooperative with them. As I said, I asked for polygraphs 20 or 30 times now. I've asked them to take all their phones again.
Thank you, Summer Breeze. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Justin Goodberg. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, Miss Summer Breeze. We appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for your support, my dear. Thank you again, baby. So, again, you know how Daniel likes to get ahead of things? You know how he loves to get ahead of things. He says this little thing here, and I believe he said it to get ahead of it.
3 times now. I've asked them to take all their phones again.
I asked them to take our phones again. Is that why they got a search warrant again, Daniel, that's in the news? That they are looking at family members' phones again? Bet you it is. Bet you little Danny's trying to get ahead of it. Like he's getting ahead of those drones and those helicopters and all of that. Yeah.
And I asked them to, sit me down and do questions, and it just seems like, Daniel, we don't need you.
I mean, Daniel, haven't you been interviewed by them more than probably anybody else in this case? I think you have. I think they have probably interrogated you probably the most out of everyone in this case. So why are you saying that? Thank you, Ocean Breeze. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. I really appreciate that. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for your support, Ocean Breeze. If you received that, make sure you give Ocean Breeze a big thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being a member here on the channel as well. Yeah. Oh, I think that they're looking at Malaya's broken phone. I think that they might be looking at phones, perhaps, that they even had no idea of, maybe. Or they're looking at something else in their phone maybe they couldn't get beforehand. And I think that, how should I say this? I think that those phones will perhaps, allegedly, might be very important to the case, the other case, rather the case that Daniel's going to court for tomorrow as well. I think there could be something on there that helps the Crown, the state, the RCMP, whoever you want to say, that helps them in the case that they are charging Daniel with now. Wendy, thank you so much for the floating heart idea. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, my love. Really appreciate that, Miss Wendy. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you.
Daniel, that's not necessary.
Not necessary, Daniel.
And I don't know if I'll get backlash from them for saying that, but that's the truth.
Yeah, and as far as backlash, like if they want to prevent speculation, just you're the only person that's coming out and
That as well.
speaking.
Yes,
So
Mohawk.
the only way they can,
Absolutely.
justify any complaints they have is by putting out a meaningful statement to tell the public what's right and what's wrong, and they don't have to divulge anything about the investigation to set us straight for a lot of things. Can you please verify one last time if anybody else was with you and Malaya in the trailer that night? Was your mother in there? Was Justin in there? Was Logan in there? Thursday night, did you have anybody else staying with you on the property Thursday night into Friday morning?
When we pulled to the car, we went to Acropole on Thursday afternoon. We pulled the car in at
Listen,
approximately 3:50 or 4 o'clock.
boy, he remembers timelines, doesn't he, guys? Like I said, Daniel remembers the time frames when it can benefit him. Wasn't that just an ordinary day, Daniel? Kids hadn't gone missing then. Remember, you was supposedly helping your mom put up the fence after that and all that. That's ordinary. Remember that? But listen to how he answers this.
And in there, was Logan in there? Thursday night, did you have anybody else staying with you on the property Thursday night into Friday morning?
When we pulled to the car, we went to Acropole on Thursday afternoon. We pulled the car in at approximately 3:50 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. That car never moved until the next morning when I told the story. I jumped in it when Malay was on the dispatch call. There was no traffic in and out of the house. There's no black Kia Rios, 5 speeds. I don't know how to even drive a manual car, so that's bullshit. That in itself is a little ridiculous. I never owned a black Kia Rio. I never owned a black car. So actually, I do own the Escalade. So I mean, that's considered a black SUV or black car, but I never bought that until August of.
Did someone send a gift? Did I miss something? Okay. Yes. So listen to this. I can remember today's stuff, but not times. Odd.
Or September of 2025.
The question was there anybody in your house that night? Specific names.
But there was no drug party. There was no one at the house. It was me and
No
Malaya
one at the house.
and Mom, Lily and Jack, and me and Malaya's daughter. Bullshit.
So no
Or
other
our daughter.
adults.
There was no other adults on the property.
Thank you. And I mean, I've asked many people to verify that for me, and every single person that I've asked has verified that for me. It would be just get a message over to your brother. It'd be stellar if I could get it from his voice that he was not there, but I get it. If he doesn't want to, I totally understand. But I've been trying my best to put that to rest since I found out from one of your family members who does talk to Justin, who said, in fact, he did work and he went home to be with his pregnant wife. But people just don't want to, they don't want to believe it. So it is what it is.
My brother tries to
Hopefully-
avoid. Sorry for cutting you off again. My brother tries to avoid all the spotlight he can. He has a family,
RCMP.
and I know what
Open
that's
up.
like to have a family, and you don't want any bullshit to be, brought upon your family. Because I know what it's like to have a family, and this is, been a very troubling time going from having a family to not.
What direction do you think the search for Lily and Jack could take next? Is there anything you think that hasn't been explored yet?
I think they should just keep following up on tips. People need to stop sending in tips where we seen Daniel
I'm going to show
out
you
in public.
something.
That's sending a tip. Like,
You're not that special,
you're
Daniel.
wasting time. Like, you're wasting valuable resources when they could be implementing that into a tip, because they have to follow up on everything. And I think that's a waste of public resources and a waste of their time. But then as it goes from, well, I think the next thing they should do is just investigate every tip to the fullest that they can possibly do. Anything that seems outrageous at this point, try to investigate as far as you can go. There's been a lot of names that came up, recently over, the last few months. And I think everybody should be investigated. I'm not going to say any names or throw out theories or speculation, but
You are. But you are saying right there that other people need to be investigated. Name the fucking names, Daniel. How about that? How about you name some names? I would be naming some names. If you actually thought someone had your kid, wouldn't you be saying it? I know I would. Right, Magdalena. Right. Exactly. It needs to be firsthand tips as well. Ocean breeze makes me feel fine. Oh, I missed that. I apologize, Aaron. Thank you so much, Ocean breeze makes me feel fine. I love that song. Really appreciate you, my dear. If you received that, make sure you give our dear Ocean breeze a big thank you. Thank you so much, my love, and thank you for being a member. Annie Marie, thank you so much. I appreciate you for gifting a pearl necklace. Very kind of you. If you received that, make sure you thank our dear Annie for that. Thank you so much, Annie. Appreciate you very, very much. I know. Poor Belinda, she broke my heart yesterday.
I think that's what they need to be doing is just investigating everybody to the fullest, and just like they did for me. They spent so much time on me, and I don't think
Daniel, I think they're going to spend some more time. I think they're going to spend some more time with you. In my opinion. Let's see here. Let's do a poll. Do you think they will spend more time with the big D? Yes. No. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're going to spend some more time with the big D. Daniel, it'll automatically add to this poll, or put a 2 if you think no, they're not going to spend much more time on the D. Okay. Why is it not populating? Is it populating for you guys? Let's see here. Why is it not working? Hold on. There we go. It took a second. There we go. All right. So we got 2% of people in here that think no. You don't think they're going to spend any more time with Daniel Joyous? I think they're going to spend a lot more time with Daniel. My opinion. Let's see here. Yes, 98%. 2% says no. Interesting. Yes, I do. I was like, what? Joyous? Why are you thinking, girl? I was like, maybe she didn't understand it right. She was answering your question. Oh, in my opinion, they are nowhere done with Daniel. It was not. It wasn't auto-populating. Okay, you was talking about the populating. It took that as a no, though. I think you can type no and it'll populate. It populates it too. So I'm not sure. All right. Okay, here we go.
They fully knew that I was going to be so cooperative because I literally tell them everything.
Literally.
I literally tell them everything, even from my, fingers that I hurt, all the way to my car crashes, to when I see my therapist and psychiatrist.
Yes. Yes, guys. Daniel talks to the RCMP about his therapy and his fingers. How about that? Yes. Talk about your fingers, dude. Word.
And do everything when I have my visits with my daughter, or me and Malaya's daughter.
I'm uploading something here, so
I tell investigators everything.
everything.
And they know my day to day and everything I do, because I keep them informed on absolutely everything. And if I don't keep them informed, the drones are just going to do it for them anyway.
Fair enough. And that's what cooperation looks like now. I'm skipping a few questions because I believe it's pretty much been answered, but do you know, and I know the answer to this already, but do you know why Malaya called Cindy at 8:28 a.m. that morning? Please get into that a little bit, Daniel.
Okay, I didn't even know that Malaya made the call at 8:28 until it was in the documents.
Daniel had no idea that Malaya made a call with 8:28. Okay.
No idea.
No clue.
So, and that's, people are going to say, oh, he must have known that she made a call. I had no idea. I didn't even know Malaya made a call at 11:45 on Friday evening or Friday night. And she said that.
Okay, Malaya made a call okay, that's interesting to me. I don't remember hearing that. Boy, that's very interesting to me, guys. Did y'all know that? I don't remember hearing that in the interview. I got to hear that again.
People are going to say, oh, he must have known that she made a call. I had no idea. I didn't even know Malaya made a call at 11:45 on Friday evening or Friday night.
Damn. Oh, yeah. And that just that's very new info. Very new info. So think about this. That's two things that's very important. One, it shows Malaya is up close to midnight. Again, if Daniel's being truthful. Number two, he might have made a phone call and he's just projecting it on her. But number two, more importantly, or number three, Daniel talks about midnight. This is when he checks on the kids. Friday night. I think, hold on, Friday night? I think he means Thursday night, doesn't he? He technically means Thursday, that's what I'm thinking. But it wouldn't matter if she made a call Friday night. Why would it matter if she made a call Friday night? Hold on.
Oh, he must have known that she made a call. I had no idea. I didn't even know Malaya made a call at 11:45 on Friday evening or Friday night.
I think he means Thursday. Because it's going into Friday. She called RCMP Friday night about Cody. That's right. You're right. You're right. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. Very interesting because something was going on Thursday night, right before midnight. Something was going on because Malaya says she wakes up and Daniel's in the bathroom doing rugs. And then Daniel says he checks on the kids around midnight or a little after midnight.
And she said that Cody may have taken the kids to New Brunswick. I didn't even know that until it was the 11:45 call was detailed. And
again, she did say this, which is truly the most I mean, I'm really trying to be fair here. She's giving the RCMP everything that she could, but I think she's doing this to try to throw it off of them is the reason she's talking about Friday night. When did she first talk to Belinda? Belinda, are you watching? When did she first talk to you? I've got the text messages. I just don't have them pulled up right now. Because you would think Malaya, between the time the kids vanished and 11 o'clock on Friday night, the kids had already been missing for 12 hours. You think she would have said, oh, well, their dad lives over there. You might want to check. RCMP should pivot this case to criminal. Well, I believe it is criminal. If you see my live stream yesterday, what the RCMP said in a criminal investigation, they didn't directly say this criminal investigation, but they said in a criminal investigation. I think they can't make it criminal until the prosecutor's ready and they're ready to bring down charges. I think this is their fact finding right now. Wait, Cheryl said MBM believed the kids were in the woods until Saturday. Hold on. Yeah, it's something like that. One sec.
the documents, or until I heard about it. See, the things is before those documents came out, they can't openly say, do you know about this or that? Because that's part of the evidence. Malaya can only answer that question, right? I have no idea. If Malaya didn't answer and she said, I don't know at all.
Hold on, I need to replay this.
It's this or that. They can't. See, the things is before those documents came out, they can't openly say, do you know about this or that? Because that's part of the evidence. Malaya can only answer that question, right? I have no idea. If Malaya didn't answer and she said,
Daniel, you and Malaya don't have evidence, do you? Because you guys should be just as dumbfounded as everyone else. How can you guys have evidence if you're not involved? So MBM called about a possible abduction on Friday night. About Cody. Right. Right. Bonanza. Thank you so much, Bonanza. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. Really, really do appreciate you. Much love to you, my friend. Really appreciate it. In my opinion, something happened to Jack and Lilly Thursday night between 8 and 12. Absolutely. I agree. Then they covered it up, in my opinion. I agree. Right after midnight. Magdalena. Thank you so much. Justin, the 11 p.m. Thursday night call info comes from Anita. M called about Cody after Friday midnight, Friday, Saturday night. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate that. And this is the thing. I don't really know this Anita person. I've just heard she's a interesting, we'll say. But it would not surprise me if there was, again, we don't know. I want to make that extremely clear, but it would not surprise me if there was a call Thursday night. Wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean? But Malaya calls Friday night and says Cody might have taken the kids. Yeah.
I don't know at all.
Yeah.
Then they would come to me and say, Daniel, do you know about this or that?
I agree.
And I don't know what that call was about. I have no idea. And it wasn't just some random buttons pushed on her phone because she leaves her cell phone on the end table beside the bed, plugged in and charging. So it wasn't just it randomly.
So this is the thing that's bothering me, though, with Daniel and this. Because Daniel is saying here, again, is he believing Anita here with this? Or is he trying to insinuate that Malaya called, even though he says Friday, but he says it wasn't just random buttons pushed on her phone. Well, if she's calling the RCMP to say Cody might have taken the kids, obviously that's not random buttons pressed on her phone. So why would he say that? I don't know, Stickler. I don't know. Surely the 11 o'clock call Thursday night would. Oh, at RCMP absolutely knows. Absolutely. Yeah, he's saying not a butt dial. Your phone will lock the screen when not in use for. Yes. Yes, April. 1,000%. But that's why Daniel gets before midnight and after midnight mixed up, like the days a lot of times. And so that's why I don't know if he's speaking on Anita. Right, Crazy Buck. Anita mixes up her rumor. It was Friday around 11 a.m. to Cindy, not Thursday night at 11. Right. I get that part. I get that part. The weird part for me is what Daniel's saying here. Right? He's saying it wasn't just some random buttons pushed on her phone. Like, why is he saying no? She intentionally called someone. Like, you wouldn't say you just randomly, it's not some random buttons that you pushed on the phone to call the RCMP. You get what I mean? It's not what Anita or any of them are saying. It's about what Daniel's saying and why he is saying it. Maybe Farm Girl. In the documents that MBM called RCMP on 11:45 on Friday night with the theory that Cody took them. He is saying she suggested it. Maybe that's it. Yeah, and yes. And so Malaya, the last time Malaya and Daniel were together was the kids went missing Friday morning. She spent the night there Friday night, right? And she left Saturday. Well, it was said he took her phone away. Is he referring to pocket dial situation? Well, we don't know when he took the phone away, though, Half Moon. He's basically saying that she made a secret call and that he's saying that she can't blame it on a butt dial. He's just displacing blame. But don't get me wrong, Malaya is, yeah, right. I don't know. Remember, RCMP said fundamental wrong. We need to remember what. What's that, Buttercup? Remember, it said fundamental wrong. We need to remember what, if in fact. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, her and Daniel spent that night together. She says she went to bed at 3 a.m., woke up at 6 a.m. Daniel came in, I guess, before 3 a.m. Was in the documents about someone saying that they saw Cody with the kids. Well, I think Malaya at that point and Daniel are freaking the freak out because it's very new and very fresh. And remember, Malaya texted Daniel and said, I have reason to believe that someone might have taken the kids. Remember that? She said, cool, I have reason to believe someone might have taken the kids. Let me just play this again.
If you know about this or that. And I don't know what that call was about. I have no idea. And it wasn't just some random buttons put.
See, this is the thing that bothers me, though, is Daniel is saying, I don't know what that call is about. It's not some random buttons pushed. I don't know. Maybe it's just reading too much into it. I don't know. Oh my God, Joyce. Thank you so much, Mamacita. Appreciate you. Very kind, Miss Joyce. Thank you. Very, very much, my love. Appreciate you, Miss Joyce. You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you thank
I
Mama
hope
Joyce.
people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls, yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars, this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our pearl.
Thank you so much, Miss Joyce. Appreciate you very, very much. If you received one of those, make sure you give Miss Joyce a big, big thank you. I'm awake. Good, Miss Sherry. Good. I thought that Patty spent Friday night at the home with MBM, and the rest went back home the next day, and they came back. I think that was Saturday night, wasn't it? I haven't heard. I don't know. I need to check up on her. I don't know if I got her number.
Pushed on her phone because she leaves her cell phone on the end table beside the bed, plugged in and charging. So it wasn't just it randomly dialed itself. And we know sure as heck that I ain't calling Cindy. So I think a lot of the
There we go. See? You see what I mean? You see, this is exactly what I'm saying right here. She keeps it right by her bed. It's not like she just randomly dialed it, and I sure as heck ain't calling Cindy. I'm telling you, he is insinuating that it's Thursday night. I'm telling you. I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, I couldn't. I don't know how anybody lived with that man. I thought he said she smashed her phone. I guess this was a different phone, different time ago. We're going to get to that in a second. He did say Friday night, but I really think he meant Thursday night. Unless he is insinuating that Malaya called Friday night to, like, they had some plan going on with Cindy. Joyous, I want to know your opinion on this. Mohawk, I want to know y'all's opinion on this. Hold on.
they would come to me and say, Daniel, do you know about this or that? Yeah. She leaves her. It wasn't just some know what they. I have no idea. It's this or that. Call is detailed, and she said that I didn't even know Malaya made a call at 11:45 on Friday evening or Friday night, and she said that Cody may have taken the kids to New Brunswick. I didn't even know that until it was the 11:45 call was detailed in the documents, or until I heard about it.
Okay. He says right here, all right, listen to this.
I didn't even know that Malaya made the call at 8:28 until it was in the documents. I had no idea. So, and that's, people are going to say, oh, he must have known that she made a call. I had no idea. I didn't even know Malaya made a call at 11:45 on Friday evening or Friday night. And she said that Cody may have taken the kids to New Brunswick.
Okay, 11:45 at Friday night that Cody may have taken the kids to New Brunswick. Okay? One box.
I didn't even know that until it was the 11:45 call was detailed in the documents,
In the document.
or until I heard about it. You see, the things is before those documents came out, they can't openly say, do you know about this or that? Because, that's part of the evidence. Malaya can only answer that question, right? I have no idea. If Malaya didn't answer and she said, oh, I don't know at all, then they would come to me and say, Daniel, do you know about this or that? And I don't know what that call was about. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just some random buttons pushed on her phone because she leaves her cell phone on the end table beside the bed, plugged in and charging. So it wasn't just, it randomly dialed itself. And we know sure as heck that I ain't calling Cindy. So I think a lot of the people will know, but they don't know that by now. But
You told me.
Okay, so he says 11:30, 11:45. I didn't know that Malaya called until it was in the documents that she called the RCMP and said that Cody may have taken the kids to New Brunswick. And it's not just push buttons. It is, how did he say it? She keeps the phone right beside of her bed. But why is he talking about, what's Cindy have to do with it? What's Cindy got to do with it? Got to do with it? Got to do with it? What you got to do with it? I think that's what it is. Peace from Denise. That's it. Lucy friends, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate that, my dear. Thank you so much, my love. Really, really do appreciate you. Your pooch is so cute. Is it a Bichon? Is it a Bichon Frise? Good dogs, very good dogs. It is not odd that they wouldn't have talked and speculated as to what might have happened if they didn't do it and tried to figure it out. It's odd he doesn't know she called and blamed Cody. Right. I mean, you would think that Malaya would have said, hey, I just called. You think Cody might have taken him? What's going on, Summer Breeze? What's going on, honey? I don't know what's going on. Everybody get along, get along. I didn't see anything. Called out all his... Yeah. I agree, Mohawk. They need to be justice. Yeah, I do agree. MBM and Daniel are doing laundry on Wednesday at Patty's. Allegedly, Daniel's and the children are in car. What if MBM had Patty's phone and called her peeps? I don't think this was planned or anything like that. My opinion. Cindy was called, but why? Why would Cindy be? Something's wrong. Oh, thank you, Miss Joyous. Thank you so very, very much, my dear. And honestly, in my opinion, Daniel is attempting to make folks believe he has no idea. Oh, yes. Billion% pushing it on MBM. Oh, I think he is. That I absolutely agree with. I think he's trying to make himself look clean, if you will. and he is pushing it on MBM. I think he's obviously pissed at MBM because not only this, but again, we don't know who the other case is with Daniel, but if it would be with MBM, he's pissed, right? Yes, that I agree with. Okay, Magdalena, thank you so much, dear. Justin, 8:28 a.m. phone call to Cindy is on Friday morning, right? Right. Okay. The call to RCMP is Friday evening, Saturday morning. Initially, he said after midnight. He's just talking about not knowing about the 2 phone calls. Right. I get that. I agree 1,000,000,000%. I just don't know, why is he talking, like, why does he says this about Cindy? This little part here. Like, of course, I'm not gonna call Cindy. I think Daniel's lied so much, he just doesn't even know what the fuck he's lying about anymore.
Heck, that I ain't calling Cindy. So I think a lot of the she leaves her if she leaves her cell phone on the end table beside the bed, plugged in and charging. So it wasn't just it randomly dialed itself. And we know sure as heck that I ain't calling Cindy. So I think a lot of the people will know, but they don't know that by now. But
You told me a while ago that calls had to be made from certain areas of the trailer as well. So it's not even like she could have been half asleep doing it in bed, right?
that was made on, I'm pretty sure that was made on Facebook Messenger. That I'm aware of, the call at 8:28 because that's where she talked to Cindy at, was on Facebook Messenger. And she would usually talk to Cindy 4, 5, 6 times a day. Like leading up to
I'll
the
look into
disappearance,
it.
it was like months up leading, it was 1 or 2 calls a day. And then as time went on, 3 or 4 calls a day.
Okay. Again, you see how you see you see what he's weaving here? You see what he's carefully weaving right here? He is saying, "Oh, well, as, it got closer to Jack and Lily disappearing, she starts speaking to her mother more." That's what I don't get. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to push everything in Malaya, and insinuates rather that Cindy was in cahoots with Malaya. That is for sure. Well, and this is the thing, Magdalena. Remember, which I proved him completely wrong on this. He said, even in the RCMP documents, that Cindy showed up right away after RCMP got there, and he found that very weird. He sees this is in the documents. He says it was very weird. Cindy, how did she show up so quick? He hates Cindy. We know that. I showed where Cindy wasn't even there till like 1:30. I've got the text messages when she was on her way. And he's just flat out lying. He's just flat out lying there. I think Pictou County Jail actually pocket chatted us. Said if we have seen Cindy's phone records. DM said it and we see it. What are they saying? Oh, I can show you the phone records if you need to see it. Who's saying about the phone records? No one knew about that call until RCMP docs came out. No one knew about. I don't know what you mean by that. I've got Cindy messaging Malaya and saying that she's on her way and to pull up front and stuff. Oh, not a bit, baby monkey. Not a bit. Not a bit. And that's why I don't kiss either one of their asses, because I don't believe either one of them. I think the only thing that they're in lockstep together is not telling the actual truth.
And then all the way before the disappearance, it was sometimes 5 calls a day, 6 times a day to Cindy. And, you know, I always used to ask, like, why is Cindy or you talking to Cindy 6 times a day? That seems a little odd. Oh, she just wants to
Yeah,
know.
Magdalena, I don't even listen to her. I actually didn't even know who she was until recently. Like, I don't watch the channel or anything like that, to be quite honest with you.
Like how the kids are doing 5 times a day.
5 times
Like
a day.
I don't know. Like I can't speak on Malaya's behalf or Cindy's behalf, nor do I want to. But
Now we're literally asking you to jump inside Malaya's mind to find out
yeah,
why she, so I mean, I get it. But just to
I think most
clarify
people feel
though,
that way, baby monkey.
the phone call would have had to been made at the bedroom window or kitchen window. Is that
no,
correct? Or-
not if it's done through Facebook Messenger. It's done on Wi-Fi, and we have Starlink, right? So it's the Wi-Fi is really good. I get Wi-Fi like all the way out, like 100 feet from the trailer. So
Very good point. That's a good comment, Joyous. Right. Oh my God. Malaya's mom showed up right after the RCMP came. And yet Daniel's mommy lives 20 feet away. That is good. That is chef's kiss. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes. Think about that.
So it could have
Excellent.
been it could have been made anywhere.
Very
She
good.
could have stood out by the road and made it. She could have stood in the woods behind the house and made it. She could have called from the bedroom. She could have called from the kitchen. It's anywhere there's Wi-Fi, and it's pretty far.
Okay. Have you done a lot of that self-reflection over the last year? Like how have your thoughts and theories and even feelings evolved? Because I know that you talk to major crimes often and you're kind of on the inside to know more than we do. But as more information came out, can you just talk a little bit about how your thoughts?
The only thing Daniel knows more than we do is the what the questions they're asking him. That's the only thing that he knows more about.
Thoughts and feelings and even maybe what you think happened with Jack and Lily has evolved and where you're at now. So that's gonna take care of probably 90% of the rest of these questions.
Yeah, when as soon as Malaya left, right, on May 3rd, I seen that as an act of abandoning your children. Under no circumstance should a mother or father ever abandon their children. And especially in the fashion that she left, where I had to chase the car down and,
Put his hand.
basically chase the car down and put my hand on the window and say, "I love you, Meadow." Like that was really tough for me. And then to not to see my daughter or our daughter for, like a month and a half, that was tough. So it's like I have to, live over the last year with not just seeing Lily and Jack,
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it.
not seeing my other 2 biological children, and then only seeing Meadow supervised in a room 3 times a week. That has been by far the hardest things over the last year, right? Is it just everybody, I don't get to wake up to the kids anymore. I don't get to see them at night before they go to bed. It's tough.
And it's got to be night and day, and I can't relate to judge you for, for any of it. Did you ever meet Anita before the kids went missing, or did the kids ever meet her, to your knowledge? And I think that's well known that even Anita said she never met Dan.
I never met her before, and I don't remember her ever being around the kids. I had no idea who she was. All I know is I heard that she was Cindy's friend and Wade's friend. And, looking at that from my point of view, what kind of friend's that? Right? I mean, I hear her on some other YouTube channels and I'm like, how can anybody be a friend with her? I don't understand it. The amount of, just the critical thinking skill she has and just the way she comes across, it's just crazy. It's delusional to a whole new extraordinary level.
Right. So, okay. And I don't want to talk about Anita anymore. She is the most irrelevant part of this entire thing. So we're just going to leave Anita in the rear view. So there's a couple of questions that go hand in hand. On the DT show, you spoke about a lock rattling on the door, I think. Can you clarify that? And then also, did Lily normally come in every morning? Is that something that normally happened if they weren't going to school, or if they were going to school?
Yeah, Lily would come in sometimes into the bedroom. Like I usually lay in bed with Meadow every morning when I don't have to work. And, it was common for Lily to, because Lily was sometimes the first one out in the morning. Jack would always sleep in. He was pretty good at sleeping. Well, actually, both Lily and Jack were very good at sleeping. Like they never used to wake up during the middle of the night unless they were sick or had the flu or something like that. And yeah, they slept really well. And Lily would usually be the first one up, and she would come into the room. And Malaya would usually get up right away, and because Malaya usually got up with Lily and Jack. And we always wanted Meadow to get as much sleep as possible because she was so young, and having so many kids in the house.
I want to show this person in the chat real quick. This is Cindy Murray, and May 2nd at 11:33 a.m. There's something up there. She missed a call at 11. Okay, she missed the call at 11:33. Cindy did. Right? Park on the side of the road. 12:01 p.m. on May 2nd. At 12:01 p.m. on May 2nd, Cindy says, I'm on my way. She's not even home yet, or Cindy is not even there yet at 12:01 and 12:08. Kids were reported missing at 10:01. So Daniel's like, she showed up right after the RCMP. What do you mean, why didn't he get up? Oh, you're probably behind. But PSP, there you go. When Daniel said she showed up like right after the RCMP, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Daniel's lying. She's not even there at 12:30, 12:24. Send Amber Alert. She's still not even there. Tell the police to send out an Amber Alert. Right? So kids, they're called at 10:01, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 30. Cindy didn't show up for at least 2.5 hours after RCMP was there. Minimum 2.5 hours. Daniel's lying. He lied. And it's in the RCMP documents. He says he found it very odd that Cindy showed up very quickly afterwards. I heard M couldn't even stand on her own. She stands fine. She was standing there with their baby on her hip. Remember? So there's that. And by the way, from what I understand, CPS was there more than once. Allegedly, they came there in December, and even Daniel says here, they asked Daniel, I have to ask with respect, but why were CPS involved months ago? What was the outcome? Daniel says, the outcome is fine. That case closed. And then he said, no one is willing to speak but me. The first time CPS came to the house was to give support contacts for Jack and Lily's behavioral issues. He's absolutely full of shit there. He's absolutely full of shit. CPS doesn't come for children's behavioral issues like that. They come because of the parents' behavioral issues, the neglect or the abuse that they think is going on. Do you mean the baby meadow, Justin? What do you mean? Oh, thank you again, Magdalena. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you received that, make sure you thank Magdalena. If you received that, make sure you thank our dear Magdalena. Magdalene. Appreciate you. Every inch was checked and checked again. By the end of the first day, $1 million was spent. Almost $1 million on dogs alone, Daniel says. No, they don't do that. Hell no, they don't do that. CPS may have given that info, but they are not there because of, no. They were there because allegedly, I'll say, the school was concerned. And let me tell you something. I know those teachers were very concerned. Very concerned. I think he means the first thing Malaya said to her mom when she arrived was, told you, Mom, the kids were autistic. Not Mom, the kids are gone or missing. We both woke up at the same time and proceeded outside. Malaya was up beforehand. Hence, the kids being marked absent. In your opinion, if they were taken, someone asked, do you think it was random or an acquaintance? They asked Daniel. Daniel says it's not an abduction, meaning the individuals or parties involved knew the kids. Daniel says, I have to hold back on some things because I don't want to harm the case. Daniel says, if I said everything, it's not fair if we want justice. Now, Daniel said today, and listen, as much as I don't like Durwood, I am going to defend what I think is right. Okay. And Daniel and Durwood obviously are on the outs. And remember, there was that, and I've got messages on that I can show as well. But Daniel and them were all in cahoots together. And Daniel says the kids, like someone might have came there and said, shh, with the kids. Now, is your mom sure she heard both the kids that morning? Yeah, sure. Daniel says 3:09, they left the pizza shop, got home a little bit before 4 p.m. I got my tools together and helped work on the fence. I came inside when it started to get dark around 8 or so. Kids are already in bed. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were very hyper that night, according to Malaya. He says, I flicked the kids' lights on around 12 p.m. I'll give you the best explanation I have. It grew wings and flew out there, meaning the pink blanket. That's the best I can offer. I drove the road on May 2nd and didn't see it, meaning the blanket. Okay, this was the rest of it. To that one right there. He went into the bedroom around 12 p.m. to check on the kids, he says. The kids are sleeping. A little later, I go to bed. Well, Malaya says he was up all night. He said he was going to clean things around the house. Okay. Then what's going on around midnight? Okay, so this is before midnight. Okay, so he goes to bed after midnight. Malaya doesn't know it? No. Malaya marks the kids absent from school at 6:17 and 6:18 a.m. That does the night before into the morning. I was asleep when they were marked absent. I want people to always remember I'm doing all of this out of the kindness of my heart. No one will other than me. In your opinion, if they were taken, do you think this was random or an acquaintance? Daniel says it's not an abduction, meaning the individuals or parties involved knew the kids. Daniel says, when we both woke up, it's hard to remember if it was me or her, but I think she said, do you hear the kids? It's a tough question because waking up from sleep, then your world changes on a dime. You forget things so small like that. That's small. When your world changes on a dime, that's small? Okay. Whatever, Daniel. And this is the problem right here. Right? Daniel said in DT's chat. He's like, they simultaneously woke up at the same time. Come on now. Come on now. Thank you, Leslie. Keeping it real. Thank you for your support. Love you, Julius. Get some rest on you. Thank you so much, Leslie. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for your support, my love. Okay. And then Daniel says, more like that. No, I try to provide anything I can to them. And in turn, I do get information and regular updates on the investigation, but I'm limited on what I can tell. But I have almost 100 hours face to face with them, but they do work hard. I've seen notebooks on notebooks filled. I provide people to interview, Daniel says. He provides people to the RCMP to interview. If you don't think this guy is smoking the mathola, something's wrong. Some of the wacky ones, he says, I put total faith in them. I've met so many of them, meaning the RCMP. I think one break is in need to capitalize on the question, but hard question to answer. Daniel says, I'm led to think involvement was by someone that was known to the kids, hence no abduction. So a relative, they ask. Daniel says, RCMP also believes the same because that statement was released by them. So he says that he thinks the RCMP thinks that it's a family member. Well, I believe it's not a blood family member, but I think it's, well, one of them, maybe. Daniel says, Ron called mom the morning of the disappearance because he was going to town. If mom would have went with Ron, mom would have never heard the kids. That's how you know I never harmed the kids, and neither did Malaya. Okay. Daniel says, Mom has a big pool, but the kids are not around this summer, so no point now. Not just Jack and Lily, but my kids too. Okay. Daniel says, like the kind of person or people destroy a kid's future. Videos on the internet are forever. My kids will see all of this and they will say, Dad, WTF are these people going on about? Jack and Lily will see this and none of this is their fault. It's sickening. Daniel says, I called the RCMP to retrieve the large portion from the garbage bin by the road at the house when I first heard about a piece being found in a tree. How convenient, Daniel. No one is willing to speak but me. The first time CPS came to the house was to give support for contacts for Jack and Lily's behavioral issues. Okay, I read that part. Did I read these? Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, showed that one. Okay. There's so much, guys. I have so much on this. It's insane. Okay. That's where Daniel works. There was something I wanted to show you guys with what he said earlier. Mm. Look here. This is where he talks about the blanket. Who searches for 20 minutes and finds it, meaning the blanket? It doesn't fly to where the boot print was located 1,000 feet away. Come on. Who happens to stumble upon it? Only drugs on the property was Malaya's. They don't want to put pressure on yet. They are building evidence. Here you go. Remember, we were talking about the blanket. Daniel said, I didn't deny that was the blanket. Martel confirmed that on Monday night, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days after Jack and Lily went missing, Martel confirmed that on Monday night, the Mountie showed him shirts, a blanket, water bottles found during the search near Gerlach Road, but he said none of the items belonged to either child. Martel confirmed that it was a piece of Lily's blanket on June 19th. So the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the 5th, he tells the news none of it is theirs. Here he says it is. Right? She, meaning Malaya, told CTV News that when she woke up on Friday, she heard them playing in the next room and she drifted back to sleep. She said they're not they're not the typical type of kids that would go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're with them, watching them, and they just happen to get out the sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens, and they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, said Brooks Murray. You guys remember Daniel saying this? This is bringing back a lot of memories. I haven't looked at this in a while. Do you guys remember Daniel saying this? Martel said Lily and Jack never go into the woods by themselves. He described them as vulnerable and autistic. You know how he wants to always say Malaya said the kids were autistic? No, Daniel. You also said that they were autistic. So why were you pushing that out there? And why are you now telling others, yeah, Malaya said they were autistic, they're not? Right here. Martel says Lily and Jack would never go into the woods by themselves. He described them as vulnerable and autistic. And listen to what he says right here. We've never crossed the road. We have cabins we built up in the woods, and that's where usually as far as we take them, end quote, he said. Why would he say that? Thank you, Summer Breeze. Thank you. No, I need to go too, actually. I'm at 3 hours and I don't want to make it 5 hours like last night. Kids are removed from property by someone the kids trusted at the end of the driveway. No. No, the kids are removed from that home before midnight. No, they weren't removed by some stranger or some other family member or some other friend. No. Daniel and Malaya have lied repeatedly. And if your kids are missing, you don't lie. Not a chance. She sounded more concerned, and we'll make sure. Yeah. Oh, Robin, he won't talk to me. He knows better. He knows better. He knows better. He won't talk to me or Deception Detective. Not a chance. We would eat his breakfast. Dan doesn't have a good track record with driving vehicles, always crashing. I have never seen someone crash so many freaking vehicles in my life. What a lunatic. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you all. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you, Dawn. I'm sorry I missed that. I apologize, honey. Thank you so much. Love your podcast. Thank you, and you beautiful smile. Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for your support. It means so much to me. Susie Q. So I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do 2 labs tomorrow. If not, we're going. Thank you so much. We'll be hopefully talking about Jack and Lilly again tomorrow. If not, we will be talking about Nancy Guthrie as well. I've been digging into the Guthrie case as well, speaking to some locals, and I asked Dr. Vaughn if she wants to be on again tomorrow, so she might join me tomorrow. I can't promise. I texted her a little bit ago, so we might do a dual live tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Here we go. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know it seemed, and it has been a long time, but I really do believe, Jack and Lily's going to get justice. No, I will be live with Jack and Lilly tomorrow for sure, because Daniel has court tomorrow. He has court tomorrow. So we'll see what's going on with that. I need to email some people tonight because I got to have some people on the ground tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys are all so sweet, and I appreciate you. Special thanks to mods, members, chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Share the live out. Hype the video if you got any hypes, and consider it after the live stream would mean so much. Take good care of yourselves. You only get so many trips around the sun. Hug your loved ones. Life is short. Oh, let me thank the gifts. Thank you, Green Eyes, for that. Let me make sure I didn't. Make sure I didn't forget anybody's gifts. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, my doctor told me to lose 30 pounds too. Okay, sorry, it's a commercial. Okay. Summer Breeze, thank you so much for the gifts, my dear. Gifting 10 jewels. Sagittarius, thank you for sending the laughing disco 250 jewels. Thank you so much. And Lucy's friend, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you very much for your support. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, my dear. My missing piece, Jax, thank you. You sent a lot of jewels. Thank you so much for sending the stars. Let's see here. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you for all those jewels. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. And my missing piece, Jax, thank you so much for sending those jewels, my dear. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support. And did I miss? Broken Black Skies. I miss Broken Black Skies. 10 jewels. Thank you so much. Broken Black Skies. Ginger's mom, thank you for sending 30 flower jewels. Thank you so much. And Captain Justice, thank you so much for sending 30 jewels. Thank you so much. 32 jewels, actually. Thank you. And Wendy, thank you for sending 10 jewels, my dear. Thank you so much, Wendy. Appreciate you very, very much. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, I promise you I did not mean to forget you. I just don't see it. So I really apologize if I didn't. I really do appreciate you all for your support. I can't do it without you. So you guys make it possible. And I appreciate it very much. Very, very much. Pray for Daniel to get justice tomorrow, peeps. I pray that he gets the justice tomorrow. Amen. A to the men, to the men, to the men. Every man, a woman, a man, a child, a whatever you identify as. Amen, amen, amen. Hallelujah. Or as my Appalachian grandma said, hallelujah. Yes. Okay, guys. Good day to Australians. We love our Australians or the land down under. And wait, you didn't say New Zealanders. I love the New Zealanders. I love everybody. All right. Love you guys. Good night, everyone. God bless. Take good care of yourselves.